AndroidHeadlines.com. Today we're taking a look at the Motorola Flipout. This is the latest device on the Rogers network in Canada, recently released. You're looking at an Android 2.1 operating system running. This is different from the standard Motorola Blur type of phones, which previously were running 1.5, but this one is at 2.1. Now you take a look at the phone itself here. You can see by the size of my hand, very small phone. The phone itself is actually fairly simple to use. Let's take a look at it. As you see here, this is a fairly nice little square little phone. On the side here, we have a little port where you can put in your USB charger. On the other side, nothing here. Here you have your volume rocker for your up and down volume, and over here a jack as well, and you also have a power button over here. Now if we take a look at the back, here we have your camera on the back and fairly nice flat black. Now let's take a look at the phone and what it's all about. Now it's called a Flipout for a reason. Now let's watch this phone as it opens up. Voila. Turns into almost like a little BlackBerry type of look to this phone. It has a really nice keyboard that is very accurate. It has a little directional pad as well on there, and it has a full QWERTY keyboard on here that is very easy on the fingers and very easy to type, and it's of solid construction. When you have it in your hands, it feels good. The only thing I don't kind of like is that when you do have it in your hands, sometimes the screen can like if you're holding it, it can sometimes come down a little bit here. But overall, it's a fairly nice looking, really BlackBerry-ish type of phone, almost in a sense. Flips out. The hinge is very solid on it. It doesn't look like it's gonna break. It's firmly attached when you have it here. There's not a whole lot of give, and it feels strong. On the back here, there's a solid steel plate, and overall, it really has a nice smooth move to it. It doesn't feel like some of those cheaper cell phones that maybe, you know, you've seen that flip around that have really poor hinges. So you will have no problems using this phone whatsoever. The keyboard is very accurate, as I said. Now let's take a look at this phone. As it says, we have this one on the Rogers network. On the front you have a whole bunch of widgets here. You have your text messaging, Rogers My Account, little clock, weather that's set to hone in on your geolocation, and as well it has the Moto Blur software. Now for those of you that are not familiar with the Moto Blur software, the Moto Blur software is basically connects you and helps you stay connected with your social networks, Facebook, Twitter accounts, Picasa, your text messaging. You can set up all kinds of widgets on these phones, so you get all this information either directly to your home screen if you choose, or wherever else you decide to put it. Let's take a look at some of the other screens that are on here. You have as well also I believe 7 screens in total where you can put extra widgets on there, and if you see up top when I move, it has a little indication of what screen you're on. And go over here and it has a little music player. There we go. Now let's take a look at some of the widgets that are on this phone and applications. We have the Moto Blur software where you can configure all of your accounts. Also, there's a Moto Blur website where you can log into. If you happen to lose your phone, you can actually track it to its last known GPS location, which is really great. So if you've left it at your friend's place, you don't know where you left it, go onto the website, it'll tell you where it's last broadcasted. If it's still broadcasting, it'll be there as well if your friend happens to take your phone. you know, and let's say he's taking it back to his house and you're looking all over the place for it, you'll kind of have a good idea for that. It has your alarm, timer, browser, calculator, calendar, camcorder, camera, contacts, your dialer, your email. There's a file manager in there, picture gallery. And if we scroll on up, you go to your Gmail. Happenings is part of the Moto Blur software, where if you bring this up, it'll allow you to do your status updates, connect all of your services as well too. And it has a music, Rogers My Account, where you can log in to see your minutes and usage and everything. There's a MySpace application on here, a news application that you can configure and will also run on your home screen. There's a Rogers On Demand, presently isn't working at this time, but Rogers is going to be having video on demand for their cell phone mobiles, where you'll be able to watch your favorite TV shows and other types of media on demand. Presently isn't available on this phone as of yet, but you will be able to configure it so you can load up your favorite shows. Right now it's kind of loading up here. Let's see if we can get a quick look at it. Actually, there we go, it is loading up, so you can throw up TV stations, little short clips from CNN. Let's see, they got the Rogers Club MTV, NBC, CBC, Sportsnet, CTV News, NBC, and there you go. Let's see what else, and then you can mark your favorites, of course. That's the first time actually I've been able to play with that, so it's quite interesting. Then you have your phone portal with Motorola on here, which gives you a little bit of information on your phone, syncing it with the Wi-Fi, managing your content from your PC to it so you can sync those up. We have Office software on here, ringtones, and the settings. You can go in and change all your settings on here, change your check out the battery manager. If we take a look at this here, you have your system check updates in the setting about phone. And if you take a look, this is running the 2.1 update. Right there you can see that this is a 2.1 version on there. Now if we go back, let's see, where do we got here? We also got the shopping from Rogers and Google Talk, text messaging, UR Music, which is from Rogers, YouTube, and Zoom Pass. And Zoom Pass is an application so you can make online payments through a secure application. Now taking a look at this phone, let's get back here to the home screen and let's check out the Flipout here and see how it rolls. Let's look for a contact here. And I'm going to contact him. And we're going to go back here, sorry. There's my contact, and let's press up the menu. You can link the contact, edit it, delete it, whatever you want to do. Let's see what else we got here. And this was actually synced up, so everybody in my contact from all my Twitters and everything is on there. Okay, and let's go to a phone call here. Let's see who let's search for a contact in my phone contacts. And let's try giving the keypad a little test here once it picks it up. One thing I did notice about this phone, and this is a little bit off topic here, but the phone does tend to run a little hot. Now I did change the screen display so it was on longer for the video review, but the phone did run hot. That's one thing you may want to watch. I did adjust the screen brightness so it was full on, and those are variables that could change the heat and the temperature of the phone. But it did run hotter than most phones, because when I am doing testing I usually do that for most phones, and unfortunately seems to run a little hot. So I have all these here. That's how you connect. It'll show a picture, and there we go. Now let's roll a text message here and see how that goes. Okay, let's add a text message. And we'll just skip down to the message here. Let's type it in. I'm not a fast typer. And it's a good keyboard. I really like the keyboard on this. I think for people that are doing texting, you're going to enjoy this keyboard. It's you know, it's got like sturdy buttons, very accurate. You can get moving on this thing pretty fast, move around. It's got its directional pad as well too. You know, it's a type of phone that I could see a lot of people liking. If you already have an Android phone, you might find the screen a little small. It's not too bad actually. Some of the other phones like the X10 mini are way too small. This one here actually seems to run the applications very fine, and you know, and there's enough screen real estate here to enjoy the phone as well at the same time. You may want to put in a few different type of applications, test it out. The processor isn't the fastest, it's a mid-level processor, so you're not really going to get the speed of the higher end phones, but I think most people that are looking for this phone are going to be looking for a phone that's going to do their text messaging, connect them with their social networks, and as well have the options of Android. To put all your favorite type of applications on this phone. I'm not sure how well you're going to enjoy it for high-end gaming on this phone because of the processor, but overall you're going to enjoy this phone because it is a really strong Android smartphone, has everything you could use on it, and as well also if you take a look at it, it's quite neat, fits in your pocket very nicely, and basically it's a sharp little phone. Compared to some of the other type of phones in its class at this size, I would say this is probably the best one I've used so far. The Motorola software is not a personal favorite of mine, but it's running 2.1, which is a great operating system for it. I'm not sure when it'll have Froyo, probably not till late end of year, maybe beginning of next year before this does see Froyo. But I think a lot of people, you know, kids that are in school and like to do texting, young adults, females, someone who just wants a small compact phone that has smartphone features and all of the great options that Android can offer you. So this has been our review on the Motorola Flipout. And you can pick up this phone at the Rogers store. Right now I believe it is on for $29.95, and that's on a 3-year contract. Must take data as well too. And I think you'd be pleasantly surprised with this phone. I definitely know I was, and give it a try. We'll be doing a full review of this phone, detailed, at androidheadlines.com. So if you're interested, check it out.